Okay, guys, welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to be learning about Git, and we are going to be moving fast so that you guys can get started quickly with coding. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so what is Git? Git is just a version control system. Okay, whenever we are coding, we need to control the version of our code so that it's easy to backtrack and then develop. And when we are talking about Git, we need to learn the first thing we need to learn is about repositories. Okay, so what is a repository? It is like a reservoir, like a reservoir for water where water is stored. A repository in Git is like a reservoir for code. Okay, and we have a remote repository, and then we will have a local repository. Okay, and in short, we can call it as a repo. And you can see here, right, we have a local repo and the remote repo, and the remote repo is sometimes also called as the origin. Okay, and you can have a different provider for your remote repo, and the most common one used is github.com. Okay, you can also have GitLab, and you can also have Bitbucket. Okay, and how does your local repo talk to your remote repo? That is where Git comes into play. Okay, you install Git on your local machine, and then this is how the local repository talks to your remote repository. Okay, so now let's discuss what is a branch. All right, so think of this one as your remote. Okay, and this one as your local branch. Okay, and for each branch, and Git is the tool that will help you synchronize these two, this one and these two repositories. All right, now let's talk about branches. Okay, so each repository will have branches. Okay, so this is a master branch on the remote repository. Okay, and this is a master branch on the local repository. All right, and we can create as many branches as we want, and then if you make any changes on your local, Git will track it, and this is how you push or commit your changes to the remote branch using Git. Okay, so Git is a tool that allows you to push or commit your changes from local branch into the remote branch. Okay, and there are many terms when learning Git and GitHub and coding, let's say. um, and one of the first terms is this one, cloning. Okay, so what is Git cloning? So let's say you want to work on a repository that is already there, that is the remote repository, and if you want to work on it, then you will have to bring the code onto your computer, right? So to do that, you will clone from the master branch using Git. Okay, then after you do the cloning, a local repository will be created for you. All right, so that is what we call as Git cloning, and the command for that is git clone. Okay, we will see that in a little bit because I will give you guys a demonstration as well. Okay, so now let's get started with hands-on demonstration. Okay, because I don't want to bore you guys. You can click on this link. I will drop it in the description. You can visit this link. Okay, I'm going to click on it, As you can see, this is the link, and I'm guessing you guys are all using Windows machine, right? So just click on download for Windows. Okay. Mine is a 64-bit Windows machine, so I will click for on this one. Okay, 64-bit Windows setup, or I can just click here to download. Okay, it is downloading. So after it has been downloaded, I will click on it to run the executable. Okay. Okay, so now just click next here. um, Click next, and click on install. So it should be installing on your machine. Okay, we'll let it go for a while here. It is almost there. It is installing. Now, after it is installed, you can just click on finish. I'm going to launch it just to show you guys. Okay, finish. So now this is my Git bash. Okay, it has downloaded. It is a command line tool to work with Git, and I will give you guys a demo shortly. Okay, now let's start it with creating a remote repository on github.com. You guys can go to this link. I'm clicking on it now. Now we will create a remote repository. On GitHub, you will have to create an account and then go to a new repository. Okay, if you go to your repositories and then click on new repository, you will be landing on this page. Now to create a new repository, I'm going to select this one because that is my account, and for yours you will only have one account name. Okay, so just click on that. Now the repository name, we can give anything. I will just say git practice. Okay, and the description is optional. You can give a description or skip that, and I'm making it private, and we will create a repository. Okay, I created a practice folder inside my C drive. You can see C practice.